The Bee Sting by Paul Murray is a novel that weaves together the lives of a family on the brink of collapse. It's a story of secrets, lies, and the desperate attempts of each family member to cope with their personal crises. Set in a small Irish town, the book paints a vivid picture of modern Ireland while exploring universal themes of guilt, responsibility, and the search for redemption. The Barnes Family. The novel centers around the Barnes family, once prosperous but now facing financial ruin. Dickie Barnes, the father, was a successful car dealership owner, but the economic downturn has left his business in shambles. His wife, Imelda, struggles with her own past and the loss of the life she once knew. Their children, Cass and PJ, each deal with the family's decline in different ways, adding layers of complexity to the narrative. Dickie Barnes, The Burden of Guilt. Dickie Barnes is a man burdened by guilt and regret. He was once a prominent figure in the community, a symbol of success and stability. However, the financial crisis has taken a toll on his business, and the pressure of trying to keep it afloat is crushing him. As the business fails, so does Dickie's sense of self-worth. He feels responsible for the family's decline and struggles with the shame of not being able to provide for them as he once did. To escape the mounting pressure, Dickie retreats into a world of fantasy and denial. He starts building a bunker in the woods, convinced that he can protect his family from the impending doom he feels is inevitable. This obsession with the bunker symbolizes his desperation to regain control over his life, but it also drives a wedge between him and his family. His descent into madness is both tragic and poignant, as it highlights the psychological toll of financial and social pressure. Imelda Barnes, The Haunting Past. Imelda Barnes, Dickie's wife, is a complex character whose past plays a significant role in her present. Once a beautiful and sought-after woman, Imelda now feels trapped in a life that has lost its sparkle. She is haunted by memories of a past lover, a relationship that was passionate but ultimately destructive. The memory of this man and the life she could have had with him casts a shadow over her marriage and her relationship with her children. Imelda's disillusionment with her life leads her to make questionable decisions. She becomes increasingly distant from Dickie, unable to understand his fixation on the bunker. Her dissatisfaction and longing for the past make her susceptible to temptation, and she begins an affair with another man. This affair is not just a betrayal of her husband, but also a desperate attempt to reclaim a sense of identity and purpose that she feels she has lost. Imelda's internal struggle is portrayed with deep empathy, as Murray explores the complexity of her emotions. Her actions, while morally questionable, are rooted in a profound sense of loss and a yearning for something more than the life she has ended up with. Cass Barnes, The Weight of Expectations. Cass Barnes, the eldest child, is a bright and ambitious young woman who bears the weight of her parents' expectations. She is determined to succeed academically and escape the small town that has become a symbol of failure and despair for her family. Cass is smart, driven, and focused on her future, but she is also deeply affected by the family's financial struggles. Cass's relationship with her father is strained. She sees his obsession with the bunker as a sign of weakness and failure, and she resents him for not being the strong, reliable father she once knew. Her anger towards him is compounded by her own fear of failure. Cass is desperate to prove herself and not repeat the mistakes of her parents, but this drive also isolates her from her family and friends. Throughout the novel, Cass's journey is one of self-discovery. She learns that success is not just about escaping her past, but also about understanding and accepting it. Her relationship with her family, particularly with her father, evolves as she begins to see him not just as a failed businessman, but as a human being struggling with his own demons. P.J. Barnes, The Lost Boy. P.J. Barnes, the youngest child, is a sensitive and imaginative boy who feels out of place in the world. He is bullied at school and has trouble making friends, which makes him retreat into a world of fantasy and books. PJ is the most vulnerable member of the Barnes family, and his parents' neglect has a profound impact on him. PJ's relationship with his father is central to his story. He idolizes Dickie, seeing him as a hero who can do no wrong. However, as Dickie's mental state deteriorates, PJ is forced to confront the reality that his father is not the invincible figure he believed him to be. This realization is painful for PJ, who feels abandoned and betrayed. PJ's journey is one of coming to terms with the imperfections of those he loves. He learns that his father, like everyone else, is flawed and struggling. This understanding helps PJ grow, but it also deepens his sense of isolation as he grapples with the complexities of the adult world. The decline of the Barnes family. As the novel progresses, the Barnes family's decline becomes more pronounced. Dickie's obsession with the bunker alienates him from his family, while Imelda's affair threatens to tear the family apart. Cass's determination to escape only pushes her further away from those she loves, and PJ's sense of abandonment grows. The financial ruin that the family faces is not just about money, but about the loss of identity, stability, and hope. Each member of the Barnes family is dealing with their own personal crisis, and their inability to communicate with one another only exacerbates the situation. Redemption and hope. Despite the bleakness of their situation, The Bee's Sting is ultimately a story about redemption and the possibility of hope. The novel does not offer easy solutions, but it suggests that healing and understanding are possible even in the darkest of times. The Barnes family, though fractured, begins to find a way back to one another. Dickie's realization of the futility of his bunker project is a turning point in the story. He begins to see that his attempts to control and protect his family have only driven them away. This awareness is painful, but it also marks the beginning of his journey towards reconciliation with his family. Imelda, too, starts to understand the consequences of her actions. Her affair, which once seemed like an escape, now feels hollow and destructive. She begins to recognize the value of what she has, rather than longing for what she lost. Cass's journey towards understanding her father and accepting her own limitations brings her closer to her family. She realizes that success and escape are not the same thing, and that her family's love and support are more important than the approval of others. PJ, the most innocent and vulnerable member of the family, finds strength in his ability to see the world differently. His imagination, once a refuge, becomes a tool for understanding the complexities of the world around him. Conclusion. The Bee Sting by Paul Murray is a deeply moving exploration of a family in crisis. Through the stories of Dickie, Imelda, Cass, and PJ, the novel delves into the struggles of modern life, the burden of guilt, and the search for redemption. The Barnes family's journey is both heartbreaking and hopeful, offering a powerful commentary on the human condition. The novel's rich character development and poignant narrative make it a compelling read, capturing the essence of a family trying to find its way back to one another in the face of overwhelming challenges.
If you found this video enjoyable, please consider liking and sharing it. Additionally, subscribing to this channel will ensure that you receive more updates in the future. Thank you.